Hello, guys. Just wanted to mention a couple of things about an issue we've been seeing a lot with Skyjack scissor lifts. Either the problem it would be when the platform is raised and the pothole protectors are already out and flat on the ground, but it still won't drive, or if it doesn't drive, or if it goes up but don't drive, or when it's up it goes full speed, which means that it's not going into creep mode, then most likely the common would be right here on the backside. You'll have your limit switches right here. You can see this one's got three of them because it is a 32-foot scissor lift, a wide one. But if you're dealing with a 19-foot scissor lift, you only have one, maybe two in some cases. But what happens is that it's either that little plastic thing, which is like a bushing or so. It's like an oval shaped thing that goes right onto the pin. It rides on it, so whenever it's going up, it's rotating. So this thing will rotate, as you can see right here. As you can see right there, it's rotate. It rotates. So the oval part, which is the longest side of the oval plastic piece, will ride on that on those limit switches, and it'll make them click. So push them in, and then it's going to trigger the safety things. In this case would be it either won't drive when it's up if one of them is messed up, or on the other hand, it will not go into creep mode if one of those things is not pushing in, which is a pretty dangerous game if you're, if you're 32 feet up in the air and this thing is going wide open. We all know Skyjacks, they take off like a jet. So it's just make sure, whenever you're testing these things out, just while you're on the ground, raise it up a good 6 feet or whatever, and that's going to be enough to trigger those switches. Just put it on drive and see how fast it'll go. Just make sure it goes on creep mode. If not, just come back here, double check these things. And on this case, in this one being a bigger scissor lift, it does have 2 set screws here and 2 more right there, and it has 3 limit switches or safety switches. So you want to make sure that everything is nice, and just undo those set screws and you'll be able to move the whole thing either forward or backwards. Really all depends on how you want it to be. So you just want to make sure that whenever it's up, the oval part of it, which is out here, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a narrow, almost like a little drop of water shape kind of thing. So right here it's kind of narrowish, or like a little cone shape, and out here it's round, as you can see. I don't know if you can tell, but that ovalish piece is what trigger those switches whenever it's going up or down. Whenever it's going up, whenever it's coming down, this thing is going so it's flipping this way. So then those switches, they spring out, and that means it can go forward, reverse, full speed, and it doesn't have any safety switch clicked on or activated. And obviously, before going into these things, you just want to make sure that your pothole protectors are real nice and clean, free of debris, or flat on the ground. Obviously, not touching the ground. But that way you can go into step 2, which would be your switches here. 19-foot scissor lifts are real common for some reason. Just make sure you don't have any damage to the wires. But mostly, whenever you're driving these things, if you're gonna raise it up and down and bring it down, don't stick your fingers in there because he might catch, and that's not cool. But just make sure once you do it from the ground here, just make sure how they're acting and see if you can actually spot those switches, getting clicked or so. And that's about it. That's an easy fix right here. You just make sure whenever you're going up and down and everything, keep an eye open. Don't put your hands, in the wrong places, and just play it safe before you check these things. Just, you know, just like a little tip, just make sure you do it from the ground first. Go up a good bit and see if, when the platform is raised up, just see if it'll go slow on creep mode. If not, just make sure you come out here, check on those things, the way it rotates. Like I said, it's an oval shape bushing, and that's what clicks. The set screw pushes this thing into the pin, so this thing rotates whenever it's either going up or down, and that's how this thing rotates in. You know, if that thing is loose, this pin will free spin onto the bushing, and it's not going to rotate it, so it's not going to click any of those things right there. Like you can see, those things are pushed in because the sharp, or the cone shape like thing, it's right around here, so they're getting pushed in. Once that thing goes up, it stays like that. So once that thing goes down, this thing comes back this way, and that's how that's pretty much how it unclicks those safety switches, and then the machine's going to go back in creep mode. It's going to go back to full speed, because it's thinking that, you know, it's already being lowered all the way down. So like I said, I hope it helps anybody out there. I know they can get a little tricky, but that's one of the things that you want to really look at, is just those switches, and all the scissor loops have them in the back side. So hope it helps someone out there, and that's all folks.